but she told my mother he was hung like a cocktail sausage. Huh. She also saw your John Wayne drink himself senseless and walk out onto the sidewalk where he fell face first like a tree. Sensing my disinterest, the seer leaned back against the wall. Most tourists love stories about Hollywood celebrities. I'm not here as a tourist. He waved his cane toward me and changed the subject. Can you ride a burro? I can ride a horse. That does not mean you can ride a burro. There are places where you cannot go by horse or car. Fine, I'll walk. It is not enough. He studied the problem for a while and then shook his head. Where you are going, you will need a reason to be there, or they will kill you just to hear the sound of their weapons. I guess trying to blend in isn't much of a possibility. He smiled and slowly began shaking his head. Let's see, shall we? His face became somber, and his mouth hung open as if he were tasting the air between us like a snake. From the timbre of your voice and lung capacity, I would say you are at least 200 pounds, and from the way the floorboard creaked when you walked in, I would say 250. I am. From the angle of your voice, I would say you are 6'4" or 5. 5. Facial structure also affects the voice. You are of Northern European descent, so I am guessing blondish, but considering your age, possibly grey, and with blue eyes, but not pure blue. More likely blue with either green or grey. Grey, no blue. Ah, eyes are difficult. But you will have to forgive me in that I have never actually seen blue or grey or any other colours for that matter. He glanced toward the bar where he knew without seeing that the entire staff of 4 aged bartenders were watching and listening to us. And from the deference of the staff, I am guessing your persona is formidable. I sighed. Lately. You are armed? Yep. With what? Colt 1911. He shook his head at the antiquity of my sidearm. Why the 45? Because they don't make a 46. He smirked and allowed his sightless eyes to rest on the surface of the small table between us. I regret having to ask, but can you shoot? Yep. How well? Well enough for whatever needs to be done. He paused for a moment and then nodded. Maybe we use this. He tipped his head to one side. There have always been men who come here from your country, mostly for money and women, but other things too. I propose a safari, but not for animals. For what then? There were men like yourself who came to Old Mexico in search of antiquities. Even now, there was a good friend of my cousin's, a Mr. Guzman, who was here searching for a particular Russian Model P made by your Colt company. Jose Guzman. I smiled, although I think his friends call him Buck. I believe that is his name, see. He was a lawman like you. You know him? A legend. My cousin was with him when he bought the single-action pistol from a fat policeman who was directing traffic in the middle of the street in Nogales. He sipped his guayaba jarritos. What kind of lawman are you? Absaroka County Sheriff, Wyoming. We don't see many sheriffs. He warmed to his purveyor of antique armaments idea and nodded more vigorously. This will provide us with an excuse for being in areas where we might not normally be, and it gives us a bargaining reputation without the hazards of drug money. He finished his soda. I will begin spreading the word that there is a gringo in town looking for vintage armaments and that he will be traveling around the area south of here. We? He lowered his eyes. Yours is a good cause, and I would like to help you. I shook my head, but then spoke, realizing he couldn't see my response. I can't let you do that. I appreciate your help, but if you go with me, you're likely to be killed. I am half dead now, so what does it matter? He folded up his cane and reached out his arms like my granddaughter Lola did when she wanted to get out of her high chair. We will need a driver. I finished my water and pushed the old wheelchair, which was painted a vibrant turquoise and orange,